The Vricks didn't negotiate, they didn't plead. They certainly didn't forgive trespassers who crossed into the Crimson Reaches, their sacred hunting grounds that stretched across 3 moons and asteroid belts so dense it had swallowed entire fleets. Rhea Solis knew this. Every human in the outer colonies knew this. It was the first lesson taught to children, whispered like a prayer before sleep. Stay away from the Reaches. The Vricks show no mercy. Yet here she was, her environmental suit caked in rust-colored dust and ichor, dragging a 200-pound Vricks cub through a canyon that should have been her grave. The cub-Corin she'd heard him called through his delirious whimpering had been caught in a meteor trap. The kind pirates set to catch salvage, not living things. His hind leg was mangled, twisted at an angle that made Rhea's stomach turn even after 3 years as a field medic. The metallic scent of his blood mixed with ozone and sulfur, painting the air with the smell of suffering. She should have left him. Every survival instinct, every regulation drilled into her at the Colonial Medical Academy screamed at her to run. The Vricks were apex predators, 8 feet of corded muscle and chitinous armor, with sensory organs that could track a heartbeat from 2 miles away. If Corin's pack found her before she could explain, if they could even understand her, she'd be torn apart before she could speak. But when she'd found him, trapped and bleeding, his massive amber eyes had met hers with something she recognized. Not anger, not the savage hunger humans feared, just pain, just fear. Just the desperate, wordless plea of something that wanted to live. So she'd cut him free. Used her last medical foam to stabilize the leg. And now she was hauling him toward the one place that might save him or kill her, the Vricks' territorial nest. Stay with me, Corin, she muttered, though she didn't know if he could understand basic. His breathing had gone shallow an hour ago. Don't you dare die on me now. The canyon walls rose higher, carved with symbols that predated human space travel by millennia. Warning glyphs. Territorial markers. The air grew heavier, thick with pheromones that triggered something primal in Rhea's hindbrain. The same instinct that had kept her ancestors alive in Earth's ancient forests. Every step forward was a negotiation with her own terror. Then she heard it. The sound that froze the blood of every colonist who'd ever heard it and lived to tell the tale. The hunting call of a Vricks alpha. It started low, a subsonic rumble that vibrated through her bones, then rose into a shriek that shattered the thin atmosphere. 3 more voices joined it, harmonizing in a chorus of rage and challenge. They'd found her trail. Rhea's hands shook as she activated her suit's emergency beacon, broadcasting on every frequency she had. This is Dr. Rhea Solis, Colonial Medical Corps. I'm carrying an injured Vricks juvenile Corin. I mean, no harm. I'm trying to return him. Please, I'm trying to help. The hunting calls grew closer. She could see them now, 4 massive forms bounding across the canyon rim with impossible speed. The lead Vricks easily 9 feet tall, his armor scarred from countless battles locked eyes with her across the distance. This was it. This was where her insane gamble ended. Rhea didn't run. Instead, she did something that would have gotten her institutionalized back on Earth. She lowered herself over Corin's broken body, spreading her arms wide, making herself the barrier between the cub and his own kind. You want him? She shouted, her voice cracking. You go through me first! The alpha hit the canyon floor with an impact that cracked stone. The other 3 fanned out, circling, their respiratory vents flaring as they tasted the air. Tasted her fear. Her determination. The cub's blood. The alpha approached slowly, each step deliberate. This close, Rhea could see the intelligence in those predatory eyes. The way they tracked her hands, her posture, the medical kit still strapped to her thigh. He leaned down, his massive head-all fangs and bone ridges inches from her face. She didn't flinch. Couldn't afford to. If she showed weakness now, the instinct would override anything else. The alpha inhaled deeply, taking in her scent. Then he did something Rhea had never seen documented in any xenobiology report. He chirped. A soft, questioning sound that seemed impossibly gentle from such a massive creature. Behind her, Corin responded with a weak trill. The alpha's entire demeanor changed. He moved past Rhea, not roughly shoving her aside, but deliberately stepping around her and lowered his head to the cub. His long, segmented tongue emerged, carefully cleaning the wound Rhea had stabilized. Assessment. Diagnosis. The same process Rhea had just performed, translated into an alien language of scent and touch. The other 3 Vricks converged, forming a protective circle. One of them smaller, her armor marked with bioluminescent patterns, approached Rhea directly. In her clawed hands, she held something, a crystalline structure that pulsed with soft light. The female Vrix pressed it into Rhea's palm, then touched her own chest, then Corin's head, then Rhea's chest again. A gift. An acknowledgement. A debt. Rhea's legs finally gave out and she collapsed to her knees, adrenaline crash hitting her all at once. The female Vrix caught her gently, supporting her weight with surprising care. The alpha had already lifted Corin, cradling the cub against his armored chest with a tenderness that shattered every prejudice, every fear-driven assumption humans had made about these creatures. As the Vrix began their journey back to their nest, the female helped Rhea to her feet, guiding her along. Not as a prisoner, as a guest. As something more, someone who had proven that courage and compassion weren't uniquely human traits, nor were they weakness. The hunting calls that had promised death minutes ago now sang out again, but transformed. A different pattern. One Rhea's suit translator struggled to process before finally offering. Honor pledge, pack thanks. Safe walking. Rhea looked down at the crystal in her hand, still pulsing with light, and understood. She'd walked into the beast's territory carrying his injured cub like it was her own blood. And in doing so, she'd rewritten the first lesson taught to human children. The Vrix didn't negotiate. They didn't plead. They didn't forgive trespassers, but they understood sacrifice. They recognized love, and they never forgot those who proved themselves worthy. As the twin suns set over the crimson reaches, Rhea Solis walked among monsters and found family instead.